So here we are, we're about to get in the car, we're packing our stuff, and we're excited to go to West Virginia. That's us in the car. And then now
6 hours later.
we passed the tunnel here, and there's no internet connection, and it was bad service, so we put the music on, and we were supposed to film going into West Virginia, but there was no service. We didn't know that, but our brother-in-law did. Now we're in the hotel. We arrived in that hotel at 8 o'clock, and here's me waiting for us to go in the hotel and unload all of our stuff. Now we're in the cafeteria, and we're eating breakfast. We got a separate table from my sister and my brother-in-law. So when we arrived outside the ski resort, we put on some boots. It was so hard to walk on, and it was hard to put the boots on the skis. And the reason why the boots were hard to walk on is because they were made to put on the skis. And that is me going down the hill. This was my first try alone. My first try was with my dad. I fell a couple of times, but I got the hang of it. My friend was going on the trip, and we didn't arrive at the same time because they lived 9 hours apart from us. So they drove up near us the day before, and they stayed at a hotel. And by the time an hour and a half after we arrived at the ski resort, and she joined us in the ski resort with her mom and was skiing with us.
Split ka na.
A few moments later.
We are in the cabin. My sister is in charge of the food. She's cooking a pad thai, and this is me looking at her food.
Who can't use chopsticks?
I think everybody can use.
What did you say, Mommy?
Akin na yan. Oh, wait lang na. Get ka ng spoon. Ate, mag-ano na tayo. Asan yung isang chongches?
After dinner, we went to the hot tub. As you can see, the hot tub can change colors. Our brother-in-law and the entire family started telling their stories, and mainly my brother-in-law, and that we started getting suffocated, so we went back inside, and it was really steamy, as you can see. Ew! You have really good sweat.
Did somebody fart?
Hey, listen, no peeing here.
So we are in the cabin right now, and that we had a family bonding time. We played football, chess, Uno, and it was really nice and memorable.
This is your bishop. It can only move diagonal.
Whose towel is the blue one here?
Me.
What? Where?
Yan ang blue towel ko na.
Ergo.
Sino naligo sa baba?
Ate, ikaw na.
Me
It's time to go to bed, and me and my best friend fought. She got the bunk beds, you got the top bunk, you got the bottom bunk. Mainly it was about the top bunk. So earlier in the morning, I borrowed my best friend's hoverboard right before we went back home. We jumped at a trampoline. My feet were cold, my socks were wet, and we ate breakfast, and it was a really good morning, and the Airbnb was really cozy and nice. So this is us about to go home, the Airbnb. It was really memorable. We missed it when we went back home, and we really liked the Airbnb because there were bunk beds, there were a TV, it was cable TV, and that there was a hot tub. It was really nice.
A few moments later.
So when we arrived at my brother-in-law's parents' house, we played games, and we watched the ball dropped, but my mom told me to sleep, and I accidentally slept in, so we couldn't watch the ball drop. We crossed into West Virginia, we crossed into Ohio, and it was our first time into going to Ohio and West Virginia. And then we turned around and went back to North Carolina. The geography of West Virginia is rough and mountainous, and the way going to my brother-in-law's parents' house was not really rough and mountainous as the parts we went to in the ski resorts. And it was really cold outside, but it wasn't snowing. The time we left West Virginia to North Carolina, it was snowing in West Virginia. And when the time we went back home in southern North Carolina, it was snowing in Raleigh, the way we took to West Virginia. And we are on Virginia in this video right here, and we are on the edge of the mountain, and we are in a very high elevation, so we are driving on a mountain. We are going down the mountain because we were on the way home in this video.
So this is the barrier between like the foothills and then the mountains. So we're out of the mountains now.
The boundary.
This is like the border between regions. Or geography.
We were on the way to Pilot Mountain, and the mountain itself, from the locals, they call it Nipple Mountain. My brother-in-law calls it Nipple Mountain because it looks like a nipple. And when we entered North Carolina, we saw the Nipple Mountain an hour and a half into the state. So this is a close look of Pilot Mountain, or Nipple Mountain as the locals call it. And we have a pretty good view here, and the camera zoomed back. Now we're entering Winston-Salem, an hour and a half after Pilot Mountain, and we were going to visit it next time, but not us. My brother-in-law and my sister are going to visit it. So, our conclusion of this trip in West Virginia, we've learned our lessons about never judging a place when you don't know if you've been there or not. And it was beautiful here, and that we had a fun time at the ski resort, at the cabin, and at the hotel. And all of this is memorable, and I'm sure we can visit it next year, but we don't know. We might go on the next vacation next year, and maybe we'll do another travel vlog. And I hope you subscribe, like, and hit the notification button, and I hope you enjoy my channel. Goodbye.